Whatever. I'm
All
always here.
right, everybody. This is one of my good friends, and we're going a little unique angle here today. This is Staff Sergeant Sean Bradley with the U.S. Army. Thank you so much for your service, first and foremost. He's bringing a little bit different angle. Tell us everything that you do, how you got into your position, and what you bring every day, all day long, besides your unbelievably amazing positive attitude.
Um, so what I do, I'm an Army recruiter by trade. That's the first things first. I've been I've been in active duty for 17 years. All total, next year will actually make 20 years for me. So I'm old, but I'm young. Um, so what I do, I essentially I give people a opportunity. Like I said, I consider myself to be more of a life coach, almost like a counselor. Um, People deal with everything. I mean, you can think about it. Somebody just wants to make a difference in their life. Somebody wants leadership traits. Somebody wants job traits. Somebody is 30 years old and says, "Hey, I don't know what to do in my life. I got some free time. What you trying to do?" So I just guide them in that direction. I became a recruiter, as we say in the military world. I was voluntold to be a recruiter because I turned down a couple of instructor positions that were pushing me West Coast because my family is here and in the Midwest. And I made the decision I want to be closer to my family. They were like, "Hey, we're going to make you a recruiter." I'm like, "No, you're not." And then they were like, "You can pick where you're going." I'm like, "I'm listening." So did that. And so I became a recruiter, but I actually like it. It's very, I learned very quick that, like I said, I do more than just pitch the Army. I do more than just pitch the military. I get all aspects, all walks of life. One of my coworkers literally just put a doctor, like a legit doctor, in the military because he was tired of being a doctor. He wanted to do something different. He is an infantryman because he wants something exciting. You know what I mean? Like, so it's very crazy, especially like we were talking about more so in these times. Trying to figure things out, trying to keep people positive, trying to keep people motivated, trying to show people that, like I said, hey, you may have lost your job, you may have been laid off because of COVID-19 or whatever is going on, but it's like that's not the end. Like people have been running into walls since like February, March. So it's like, hey, let's either knock the wall down or let's figure out a different way to get over the wall. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'm just positive vibes. Like if there's a will, there's a way. If it's 99% negative, that means there's that 1% of positivity that we need to build off of. So we find that and we go from there.
You know, I think I think your key that you said there is the positivity because it actually leads right into my next question. There are so many people right now, Sean, that are completely lost, that don't know what to do, and they feel like they're in the deep end without any floaties, like and no swim lessons, So
Right.
it's one of those that you offer such a unique like twist for all of these conversations that I've been having because you are a recruiter and you must see so many different walks of life, different acts, different situations, but also people with different stages of their life too. And with complete multitude of different backgrounds. Do you have a specific way that you start some of these conversations as you guide them toward their career? Like, let's pretend I'm one of your clients. How would you start? I know. How would you start how would you start the conversation with me?
The first thing I've asked every single one of my applicants thus far is what makes you happy. And the reason I ask that is, I mean, everybody has their passion. Everybody has something that makes them happy. And I know this is random, but it's like the Army has over like 150 jobs. So there's something in there that kind of can intertwine with something that you have a passion for. That's the first question I ask them. The second question I ask them is why did they come in here? Why did they reach out? Or why did they allow, why are we engaging? Because the first question goes hand in hand with the second question. Okay, what makes you happy? What's your passion? Okay, cool. Now, why are you in here? I'm in here, like I said, hey, because I lost my job. I'm in here because I want something better for myself. I'm in here because I just graduated a 4-year college with a degree, but my degree isn't something I don't want to do anymore, but I still got to pay it off. You know what I mean? Like, so, and then, and literally just build from there, go each and every step. Hey, what will you do and what won't you do? That's a very, especially in today's society, today's mindset. There's a lot of people that, kind of like you said, they can't go anywhere, they can't do anything, but they also don't know their limits, their left and right lane, as we say. So it's like, what will I do? Well, I'll do anything. Okay, well, I got a job over here, doing laundry. Oh, well, I won't do that. Okay, now let's back it up a second again. What will you do and what won't you do? Because I want to make you as successful as possible. I want you to be successful, because when you're successful, what else are you? 9 times out of 10, you're happy. There's not too many successful people out here that are just bitter.
No,
So
you're right. So I think something that is about as similar as each of us can express that, you guys in the military have moments and situations that are completely life-changing. Situations that some people would call it PTSD, some people would call it as a life-changing, just aha moment kind of thing. And for many of us in the sports world, how we can relate on our end is that moment that each of our seasons were canceled. I am not trying to compare the two whatsoever, because yours can be completely different, completely. But look at it from just a moment of, we have that moment, where each of us are like, I know, I feel that moment in my gut. I feel how all the emotions, I feel all the feels. How would you, with your counselor hat on, how would you start to direct people to start getting out of their funk? Because I know it can be incredibly devastating when you put all of the effort, you put all the time, you connect with everybody that you're connecting with, and then all of a sudden everything's completely taken away from you.
Well, I will give you a bit of of the personal side of me. So, just like you said, your season was canceled. My school for my promotion, like we were talking about beforehand, my school for my promotion was canceled due to COVID. So in March, yeah, I think it was the end of March, almost the beginning of April. I'm sitting at my desk like I am right now, and I get an email that says my school's canceled. And kind of like you, like all the emotions, that was my boom, ran right into the wall, because I'm waiting on that. Like I literally have, I don't know, it's not on my desk, but I literally have a box that says do not open until I'm promoted. So after I went to the school, I would have got promoted. So I'm sitting there and I'm just I'm frustrated for a minute, because, it's like, all right, excuse me, not only am I being told now I can't go to school, that's also telling me I can't be promoted. And then the bottom of the email says, we do not have a timeline of when your school will be rescheduled. So like you said, it's we all work hard, we all grind, we all do these things. And it's like, all right, so what now? So I have a rule that is the most basic rule. It's called 5 minutes of funk. You're allowed 5 minutes. And I say the same thing to my child. You're allowed 5 minutes to be upset. 5 minutes, that's it. And then get it out of your system, because then the more time that you spend being upset and depressed and trying to figure things out is the less time that you're actually focusing on the next move. Because it's just like a stop sign or a red light. The red light doesn't stay red. It changes colors. At some point in time, it's green and you go. The stop sign, you sit at the stop sign, it's 4-way stop. Everybody goes, and then you keep moving. You don't just sit there. So that's essentially my thought process. It's the first step is, like I said, morning sulking, whatever. Like you're allowed to do that, because that is a natural reaction. That is that is a part of the emotional roller coaster. But then it's like, okay, what's next? What's now? What can I do now to better myself, to set myself up for the next step? Okay, cool. I know I'm not going to school. I know I'm not getting promoted. I can't change that. But what I can change are the other things around me. So what is my next focus? And I mean, in the sense of like the sports world, hey, I still have to stay in shape. I still have to stay focused. I still have to do all of these other things, because again, yes, my season is canceled, but we don't know when it's going to start back up. We don't know when I'm gonna get the phone call, hey, I know this season's canceled, but overseas here in Germany or whatever the case may be, we're actually playing a little bit. Are you willing to come? So it's like it's the preparation for the next step. We don't just sit still. So that is always my mindset when it comes to anything. Anytime I fail, I mean, it sucks, and I want to harp on that. It is a very, very hard time for anybody, because again, it's that figuring it out, especially some people who haven't been through a lot, who haven't been through a lot of struggle, who haven't been through a lot of loss. They deal with it a lot different than somebody who's kind of like, like me in my profession. When you go to basic and AIT, it's essentially you're set up to fail so that you can learn from it, so that you can learn how to overcome it, so that also that you see, hey, yes, I failed, but it's not the end of the world. I get retraining, I get better, and then I keep it moving. So my mentality now, doing it all these years, is different from probably what it would have been as an 18-year-old, as a 19-year-old that just got out of high school, that maybe worked at McDonald's, and I got fired from McDonald's. So it's like, all right, what am I doing now? And I mean, even you as an adult, you've done a lot of things within your career. So yes, it sucks, but it's also, hey, I've accomplished this. I've already done this. So I know that I can do something else and be successful, as opposed to like I said, the younger generation who haven't had that yet. All they know is, hey, I went to school and I graduated. All right, what's next?
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's something that some of us have talked about. I've got some friends with a podcast that I listen to that they talk about it all the time. Those people that are newly graduated have actually some of the best situation, because they could turn around and either go back to school or, join the military and have school paid for, but then turn around and after a few years have a whole nother career set up, because they're only 22, 23 years old. Those of us that are going to be 40 have a little different of a situation for us. However, there is always different ways that we can find to get out of our own funk. What are some of the things that you use for coping?
Okay, so we have I'm a writer. A lot of people don't know that about me.
Really? I did not.
I am left-handed and I'm very creative. So I actually write a lot. I write poems, I read, and I'm very much into music. My karaoke is the greatest thing ever in life. So there are times where, like, first thing I'll do is I write down my thoughts, because you have to get them out somehow. If you hold on to them, it's kind of like anything. If you pull the pin on a grenade and you hold it, eventually it's gonna blow up. Like, so, you know what I mean? So it's like,
kind of a sick way to say it, but you're right.
yeah, so it's like, so it's like you get it out. That's the first part. Step one is actually get it out. Get it out. It's okay. Like, and it's crazy. Like I think about things in the way of I talk to my son. Hey, it's okay for you to be emotional. It's okay for you to vent. It's okay for you to open up your mouth, because the sooner you get it out there, the sooner everybody understands. The sooner it's out in the atmosphere, so it's to be dealt with. So that's first things first. Get it out. Write it down. Talk to somebody. Second thing is just evaluation, pros and cons. Okay, I'm coping. All right, today was a bad day. Literally in the office, I had a moment with everybody. Hey, check this out. Just got an email. I'm not going to school, so I'm not getting promoted like soon like I thought I was. So hey, give me some me time. And sometimes, hey, let me go isolate myself. Let me go to the gym and get this workout in. Let me go on this run. Let me go sit in the car and listen to my pick me up playlist. Like just those things. And it's like, but again, it's the wheels for me. And I know I'm different from everybody's different, but the wheels started turning for me immediately. Hey, let me get this out. Let me vent for a minute. But now let me go ahead and start working towards my backup plan. Okay, is there an alternate route? Can I email somebody? Hey, are they doing classes online now? Is there a way I can register for this? Like, it's that quick, because if you sit there and sulk instead of working, you start feeling sorry for yourself. And then it's also, you start isolating yourself. You don't want to be around anybody because all these other people have these happy things going on and I don't. So I don't want to be around this positive vibe, because I'm like, woe is me. But again, I'm the opposite. Like I will, like for you, for instance, if you had a good day going on, hey, what you got going on? Give me, and I'm that person. I will literally pull out my phone and, hey, send me some positive vibes. Like my friends, I don't have a lot of people that I call friends. So I know if I hit them up and I say I need positive vibes, they're going to send me positive vibes because they're like, all right, Sean's normally the one that's sending us positive vibes, so he needs to pick me up. That is what I will say the most important aspect of this is, like, to lean on your true friends, because I've been posting it a lot on Instagram lately when I'm like, check on your strong friends. They might be going through way more than but they're the strong friend. They're the ones that you're used to coming for a pick me up. So check on them. I am not too proud to ask for help. That's kind of the thing. There are a lot of people now who, again, they're dealing with things, uncharted territory. So they don't know the left and right lane. They don't know who they can reach out to. Hey, you know what? Like, I'm depressed, because they've never been depressed before. I have anxiety. They've never really had anxiety before, so they don't know exactly what it is. They're just like, this is just a funk. I'm gonna just sit in the house, and people are quarantined anyway. So it's like, I can't even go out and do things. So it's like I said, for me though, it's creative, getting it out in the atmosphere, pros and cons, working, listening to music, doing my own little thing. Even now, look at my son, hey fam, I need some help. Like, go get your Nerf gun or something. Let's go out back, and you know what I mean? Let's figure it out. Let's go. And that's just me. But again, I'm different from you or the next person or one of my coworkers. So that's what works for me.
No, I think that's great. And I think that's important to check on your strong friends.
Mm-hmm.
When all of this started, I had an individual that she ironically started out as a client of mine back when I worked in the jewelry industry, and she is in sales. So she understands how those of us in the sales
Mm-hmm.
world work. We're a little bit nutty. And if you don't, we're extroverts. And if
Mm-hmm.
very much like you are, Sean, like if you're not with people and around people, it's very debilitating. So she
Right.
made an effort to reach out to everybody once a week. How are you? Let's check on you, like a check-in, essentially,
Right.
which she actually was one of the ones that inspired all of this. So, you know what? You have given a very cool angle today, and I beyond appreciate your insight. And if anybody has any contacts or questions, or just want to reach out and just get to know Staff Sergeant Bradley, I will have his email set up. I will have his Instagram. He's got some pretty cool sneakers, so you definitely want to check him out. He's a sneakerhead, very much like my husband. So I need to get you two finally together so you can meet.
Yes.
So you can sit there and talk sneakers all the time. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. We beyond appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. You already know. Please be safe.